Hi kindergarten. Today I wanted to do a piggyback lesson. We've been talking about lines, shapes, colors, patterns, and today if you have all of your artwork done, I thought it would be great to give you another opportunity to practice what we have been learning. So we have spent a few weeks talking about different types of lines, and so I'm just going to go ahead here and just review some of those. So lines like zigzag. We've talked about wavy or squiggly lines, some of us like to call. We've even talked about scalloped lines, swirly lines, like a spiral, curly lines, dotted lines or broken. Okay. Another one that we have talked about is even an idea of a boxed line. It makes us think of a castle. So there are a variety of lines that we have been looking at, identifying, and even practicing. So today, thinking of these, I'm going to choose 4 of my lines. And you could even think of a straight line if you wanted, completely fine. But I'm going to think to start my artwork of 4 of these lines that I would like to start with. And you're going to choose one marker. And so on my paper here, I'm going to start with a wavy line. I'm going to do a zigzag. So if you notice, I'm going from the top all the way to the bottom. I'm going to do a curly. And let's think, I like that idea of that boxed line. Sometimes we could even call it a right angle. A right angle is that sharp corner there. Okay, so once you have your 4 lines, what's happened is I've divided my paper into different sections. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in each of those sections, that's a great opportunity and a great area where I can then apply some of my patterns. And so I'm going to focus on patterns with color. So in this area, I'm going to turn my paper and using a different color marker, I'm going to do light blue, like a turquoise blue, and a dark blue. And using my markers. So a pattern is something that repeats itself over and over with a variation. Okay, so here I have dark blue. And if you don't have markers, you can always do this with crayon as well. So I'm going to skip one and I'm going to do dark blue here. So every other area will be colored. I like to use the side of my marker so I get more coverage, and I like going back and forth, because you get some line qualities in there as well. That's called an artist technique, how they apply their material onto their paper. Okay, so I like to outline it. Okay, so right now I have the pattern of blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, but I want to add some more color. So I'm going to come in here and I'll do some turquoise. So as you're working today, in each of your sections that were created when you made your lines, I want you to choose 2 colors to practice your pattern of color. So I've already used dark blue and turquoise. So my next one, I'm going to choose a different color, and I can also make patterns within other patterns. So as I finish this one, I'll show you a little bit more what I mean, and I will proceed with finishing my artwork, and then you can all see my finished work. Okay, so there's one, so you can see the pattern here. So in this area, I'm going to do different colors. So I'm going to do orange, and I have this raspberry color. And this time, I'm going to do a pattern a little bit different. I'm going to stop when I get to that line and pretend it continues. And then so this might take a little bit of time. So you can always begin, put it in a safe area, and then come back and work on it. And I also like when I use my markers just to outline ever so slightly to keep that color. Inside the line. So now I'm going to come in here. I'm actually thinking of doing something a little different. So I'm using my raspberry color and I'm making straight lines inside of this white area. So I want to encourage you today. You can continue watching my video, and I want you to have fun thinking about lines and patterns and then incorporating the colors. And I could even come in and do a pattern here. All right, so I am going to continue working. And like I said, grab a piece of paper, grab some markers. If you don't have markers, you can use crayons. It's totally fine. But this is just a really great way to continue exercising what we are learning in kindergarten art, but also creating a really fun, vibrant piece of artwork. All right, so have a wonderful time creating, and I would love to see your creations. Make sure you share them. All right, have a good day.